First and foremost, this supposed remake is actually an all-new Resident Evil game that is loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Now, all of you shill sucking Capcom's corporate ass are educated on the situation, and have no excuse to be such ignorant little swine as you have been. And you know, if you fake Resident Evil fans want a mediocre reimagining of something great, by all means, enjoy this soulless cash grab. Us, educated, real Resident Evil fans, will not be paying for this tragically mediocre attempt at recreating what was once a survival horror experience. The real deal. It's been stripped down and repainted. It's incredibly sad, folks, but you don't care. Now let's get down to brass tacks. I'm a person who likes discussing solutions more than I like discussing problems. And I'm here to help solve the problem the lazy millennial developers over at corporate whore Capcom have created. The world of survival horror needs a savior. And that savior? Is it Shinji Mikami? No. He would not touch this devastated franchise with a 1,000-foot pole. He's moved on, and he's not looking back, folks. He has pulled the Resident Evil franchise out of the fire before, but we simply cannot expect him to come back once again. He's been there, done that. He's moved far on. He is way out of shitty-ass Resident Evil's scope. You know. But I mean, what's the solution then? Well, there are three possible courses of action to set this franchise back on the rails, because, let's face it, the shit's been off the rails for quite some time. Us real Resident Evil fans must speak with our wallets and our internet identities to provide feedback that this generation is suffering from setback after setback in terms of hitting the mark with these remakes and these reimaginings. We can't give in to these corporate giants who couldn't care any less about quality. If there's anyone out there who wants to just buy something shiny new, well, look elsewhere. Try the demo of Resident Evil 3 when it drops and see for yourselves that this reimagining is not, where it should be. And no patch, none, will ever fix the holes that Capcom has left. And you know what? I'm calling it. There's going to be a day 1 patch, a day 2 patch. I bet the game is half broken when it comes out, to be honest. Well, that was solution number 1. Now on to solution number 2. Capcom must move forward instead of moving backwards when it comes to making these Resident Evil games. Before any more damage is done to one of the greatest horror experiences in video games, Capcom needs to look ahead in terms of story instead of the past, and what holds the most nostalgia, because let's face it, these soulless cash grabs are showing the cracks to all gamers, and even if some gamers never take off their nostalgia lenses, the majority will wake up over time. It's a fact. And Capcom working their asses off on Resident Evil 8 is possibly the only real chance to dig this failing franchise out of their shallow grave. They have indeed backed themselves into a corner story-wise. I mean, with Umbrella's Chris Redfield off steroids and jumping out of helicopters to save Ethan Winters, a character no one cares about. But maybe they can still salvage the story with whatever they had planned long ago when Resident Evil 7 was in development. Because I know there's more to the story there. I know they've had something up their sleeve for a long time. Well, why don't they show it to us? They're not confident in their product. But I don't understand how they're confident in these cash grabs, these supposed remakes. Money is the only thing Capcom sees. And you know what? We gotta speak with our wallets. Now to me, the only viable option I can put my faith in is Hideo Kojima returning to the genre of survival horror. And I mean in a big way. It's been a long time since the Silent Hills demo, otherwise referred to as PT, has left a hole in our hearts. And Kojima has the potential to revive the genre itself and save a franchise he has nothing to do with. If Silent Hills was released when they intended, with the quality they intended, along with Norman Reedus leading and Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro directing, the survival horror genre wouldn't be in the shitter as deeply as it is today. I guarantee that. Unfortunately, the entire project was scrapped and any usable assets from the project were transitioned over to Death Stranding, thus meaning there will be no Silent Hills with Norman Reedus. I think there can still be the Silent Hill, as I refer to it as, directed by Hideo Kojima with Guillermo del Toro, which would be possibly the savior of an entire genre.
Just cut off his face. Just